Wow. Okay. This is Corey Lee Boxing, and we are back with another banger. So definitely please like and subscribe, you guys. And yeah, man, we're going to talk Tyson Fury versus Oleksandr Usyk. Possible dates for this mega fight. February 11th and February 18th, you guys. So we'll see how this goes down, man. If you guys didn't watch or you guys been on a rock lately, Oleksandr Usyk, hey man, gotta give myself a pat on the back. Oleksandr Usyk did win. I did bet on that fight, which I normally don't bet on fights. But I just knew he was gonna win. He won a unanimous decision, which I did pick because the odds were better for unanimous decision. But he's gonna be facing his toughest test, I think, in Tyson Fury for all of the belts, you guys. You heard it here, right? You heard it here first, man. He's gonna be fighting for all of the belts, you guys. And this is the only fight that I want to see right now. Between this and Earl Spence versus Crawford, obviously that's number one. That's been number one for a while now. But we get to see who's the champion, who's the real, who's the real number one in the heavyweight division. You can't really say Usyk right now, but you also can't really say Tyson Fury right now either, because both of these guys are on two separate, collision courses to fight each other. You got Oleksandr Usyk beating Anthony Joshua in his last two fights, back-to-back huge wins. Anthony Joshua's never been beat twice. And then you have Tyson Fury just coming off of a trilogy and beating Dillian White in impressive fashion. So you got two guys that right now are still undefeated and have never been beaten. And that one draw that Tyson Fury has is disputed. A lot of people say that he won that fight. So, yeah, man. So, Tyson Fury versus, I don't know. They're talking about this fight could be possibly going down in Saudi Arabia, where Usyk has fought before. Mark Kriegel of ESPN says top-ranked promoter Bob Arum has ruled out the Fury-Usyk fight taking place in December. He's saying it's not likely to take place in Saudi Arabia, instead Dubai or Qatar are possibilities. That's what Bob Arum is saying. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait, man. Bob Arum says it's going to happen. How do I know this? What's the source of contention in the lead up to every big fight? It says who's the purse split? This is Mark Kriegel of ESPN, excuse me. He says he's pretty much saying that he's got a lead on this fight. So he's saying that this fight is in talks. They're definitely in talks for undisputed title fight. Obviously you guys know that Usyk holds the Usyk holds the IBF, the WBO, the WBA. Hold on, the IBF, the WBO, the WBA. Yeah, I had it right the first time. He's really got 4 belts because he's got the IBO too. And from what I'm hearing, that he's got the Ring Magazine, I think, maybe as well too. So, because I think Ring Magazine rated him number 1. So that's why I was kind of at a standstill with that, man. A lot of people don't factor in the IBO belt as being a world title, but some people do. Chris Eubank Jr. did, and a couple others have well too. So technically, Usyk has 4 or 5 belts, but a lot of people only, they only really, say that he only has 3 belts, because that's what, a lot of people say that there's only 4 major sanctioning bodies. But if you really think about it, there's 5 or 6, because you got the IBF, you got the WBO, the WBA, the WBC, the IBO, and the Ring Magazine. That's 6 belts. Okay, so technically there's 6 belts in almost every weight class. And even more than that with the WBA regular and the fucking WBC franchise. I can go on and 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 on. But we're not going to do that right now. We're just going to get straight to the nitty-gritty. This fight looks like it's going to be taking place. This fight definitely looks like Bob Arum says, is it 70-30, 60-40? This one is going to be 50-50. I spoke to Bob Arum today, and he said that is a given. My other sources agree. So we have 1 point of contention completely out of the way, or supposedly. That's welcome news to me, proving the fight is going to happen. So pretty much what they're saying is that, this fight is going to be a 50-50 purse split of a 50-50. Both guys get the same amount of money, 50-50 straight down the line, which I can, I can understand that. I can definitely understand that. And I really want to see this fight happening, man. He says, they're saying that there's also Dubai, could be a player, Qatar could be a player, and still an outside shot that the UK gets it. He says, it will not be in Wembley. Don't listen to that stuff. It's winter. You need to protect the fighters from the elements. He says that would be an 80,000 indoor seat arena in Cardiff if it's in the UK, says Kriegel. Oh, this is all from Mark Kriegel. You guys, listen to him talk before. Some of the stuff he says I agree with. Some of the stuff he says I don't agree with. So this is pretty much what you think is true and do you guys believe him or not. I think some of this is true. I believe the fight's definitely in negotiations right now. And I want to see this fight, man. This is a fight that I've been wanting to see for a while now. Shout out to Beats from Ringside Reporter. Me and him went back to back on, numerous shows, numerous, back and forth battles of just, who he thinks going to win this fight. I think Usyk's going to win, beat Tyson Fury. He thinks that Tyson Fury cannot be beaten. He thinks that he's the greatest heavyweight of this generation. I think Usyk is the greatest heavyweight of this generation. But we'll see. I've always stood firm on that. If you guys have been watching this channel for a while now, you guys know that I've always said that Usyk was going to beat Joshua. I said Usyk would beat, Fury and Wilder. That's just what I thought. But styles make fights. And, Wilder does have that one-punch knockout power, so it would be tough. But that's why Usyk separates himself from the others. I just feel like he has that it factor. He knows how to get the wins. He knows how the fuck can you compete with the heavyweight throwing 700. Yes, you guys heard it here. 700 punches per round. That's what Oleksandr Usyk threw in his last Anthony Joshua fight. Over 700 punches per round, which is insane. For a heavyweight, you normally see those numbers with junior welterweights or even lightweights like Gervonta Davis. A typical average output for a heavyweight in a whole 12-round fight would be about 350. 400, that's 400 to 500. That's pushing it. Usyk threw 700 punches against Joshua. I just think he'll do that in any fight that he gets into in the heavyweight division. And I just think they're a little bit too slow for Oleksandr Usyk. I think he's definitely quicker. I'm not going to say stronger, but he's definitely quicker. And I think he's smarter than a lot of these heavyweights as well. His ring IQ is second to none. I think, Oleksandr Usyk can outthink Tyson Fury. And I think just his movement, his lateral movement will upset Tyson Fury. Yes, Tyson Fury is quick, but he's quick for a big man. Usyk has kind of small guys, type of movements. And what I mean by that is he has more movements of a welterweight, of a middleweight. You just don't see that at heavyweight as much. Muhammad Ali had those quick twitch muscle fibers and stuff like that. And, that's why he was able to do the rope-a-dope and, do a lot of things that a lot of fighters in that generation when Muhammad Ali was in his prime wasn't doing. As you guys all know, Oleksandr Usyk did win the Muhammad Ali trophy, and he won all of the belts at cruiserweight, which was four of the four major sanctioning bodies Like I said earlier, the WBC, the IBF, the WBA, and the WBO. I think that those are key factors into this fight. He's already been undisputed once. He's going for it twice, man. I think that this would just be, I think that might be a record within itself, you know. But that's what Terrence Crawford is doing. Terrence Crawford was undisputed at 140 pounds, junior welterweight. Now he wants to be undisputed at welterweight. So both guys are going for undisputed in two divisions, Terrence Crawford and Oleksandr Usyk. But yeah, man, Tyson Fury is long and rangy, and I cannot wait to see this fight, man. This fight is definitely going to go down in the books of one of the better fights I think that we've ever seen stylistically. And I just want to see it, man. I want to see it. I want to see it. We need to see it. We deserve to see it. You know, instead of paying $75 for, you know, Luis Ortiz versus Andy Ruiz to see who's going to fight, you know, Tyson Fury, why not spend that money and save your money and spend that money on, you know, Usyk versus Tyson Fury? But we need a fight date to save that money first to even know if that fight's going to go down. I think it's going to go down. I think there is a small possibility that it will go down this year. But I think, you know, like, you know, Bob Arum and Kriegel are saying, more towards February. I think even March. I think, you know, February and March could be the dates for Usyk versus Tyson Fury, you guys. As you guys all know, I think, you know, right now, without seeing these guys train or without seeing these guys even fight, I think, you know, Oleksandr Usyk could pull off a unanimous decision. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I'm saying if there's any man to beat Tyson Fury, I feel like Usyk is that man. You know, he's way more quicker than Tyson Fury, and I'm not taking anything away from Tyson Fury. He's very quick. He was quick for Deontay Wilder, but that was quick for Deontay Wilder. You know, and like, you know, Beef said in another chat, Tyson Fury fought a guy early in his career. I can't remember his name, but he fought a guy early in his career. And a lot of people say he lost that fight. And that was to a smaller guy, and that was to a guy that, you know, had, you know, Tyson Fury holding on for dear life at times. I've seen that fight. So, like I said, we know Tyson Fury can get in trouble. We've seen it in trouble. We've seen Tyson Fury in trouble numerous times. In the Deontay Wilder fight, I feel like if Usyk catches Fury flush, he could hurt him. And yeah, man, I just really want to see this fight, you guys. So yeah, man, I would love to know what you guys think in the comment section. Please, you guys, smash that like button and subscribe, man. And this is Corey Lee Boxing. Peace.